Dearest, gentle listeners, we have returned to the ton, and let us just say things have escalated. The masks are slipping. It's not the only thing slipping. The emotions are spiraling. Not the only thing that's spiraled. And a certain Bridgerton men are making some very questionable life choices. Be my mistress. I am your
Yep.
host, Lady Kim.
And I'm your host, Lady Tiff. And in part 2, we are not holding back, just as Benedict did not either. We're talking longing, late night feelings, and yes, that bathtub scene that had the entire ton collectively clutching their pearls. You shut up. He said, turn around. And I said, they can do another butt. And then they did it. And I said, okay, I'm fine with this. I'm fine with this.
We all questioned ourselves because I think
We
as a
all said,
community,
okay.
we as a community thought it was up the butt.
Yeah.
And we were
okay with it.
Yeah.
We were still watching. We still watched it. And that says a lot about us than it does about him.
Yeah. But it's not all steamy stares or romantic chaos. There are tears with besties, emotional breakdowns, and friendships stepping up when everything feels like it's falling apart. This was truly for the girls. Like the
It
girls,
really was. This was a girlies season, and I was here for it.
Together.
Yeah, they really did, and it was so good. And somehow, because this is Bridgerton, there's also scandal and consequences, and yes, even a little jail time thrown into the mix, because apparently love in the ton comes with drama, heartbreak, and the occasional legal situation.
So refill your tea and prepare yourselves.
Because the romance is messier, the emotions are bigger, and the tea is even hotter this time.
Very hot.
Oh, you shut up. Okay, before we start, Kim, how art thou?
Thou is doing good. Very excited. We have great opportunities coming our way, and I can't really release any information yet, but I'm very, very excited for us.
Yes.
And I just finished rewatching What I Like About You on Netflix.
Oh my God, because it's on Netflix
with Amanda
I love that show.
Bynes.
Yeah, I love that show.
4 seasons, literally just finished today rewatching it, and I was like, I love this Vince guy.
It's so good.
But
it was like ahead of its time, because if you think about it, it's kind of like every like why choose kind of romantic type
so
vibe.
good. Amanda Bynes, poor thing now, but like she was so funny.
Yeah.
Jenny Garth, I think, who's in there, that's her name. She's hilarious. I love the best friends of Jenny, the other blonde girl. She's funny. And just like, it was just so fun. I was like laughing so hard.
Didn't we all just love Vince? Who was the other guy?
Henry was the first boyfriend, and then Ben was the London boyfriend.
Oh, yes.
He was funny.
We liked Ben.
And then Vince is just always funny. However, I did always cringe when she was like, I love you. And he's like, I love you too, boo.
Yeah. And you're like, okay.
That was
so in that era, though.
What?
We all thought that was like the best. Like, that was our Bridgerton.
Watch that show. It's like a time capsule because I just remember watching it live when it was like released. And I was like, this is such an era. The wardrobe. I was like, I remember like trying to dress like them at that time. Like, it's really good. So that's what I've been like watching since I have nothing else to really watch right now.
Ooh.
What about you? How art thou?
I'm going through it. I've got some health problems, but
yeah,
it is what it is.
Nothing a little Benedict Bridgerton can't
Nothing a little Benedict Bridgerton can't fix. And Lord.
And he sure knows how to fix situations and feelings.
Listen, as soon as I seen that tub when she walked into that room, I said, hey, I'm sat. I am sat. I said, let me put the laundry down for just 2 seconds.
It's like, I'm sitting in the tub.
I said, I get it. Let's watch it.
Oh my God. Okay.
God, it was so good.
Okay, let's get into it.
All right. Yeah, let's get into it. So we are talking about Bridgerton Season 4, Part 2. So this is episodes 5 through 8.
Yes, I will do a run through of each episode and we can just yap about it.
Yes.
Wait, before I start, I have to tell you. So April, my sister-in-law, she had seen our TikTok where I talked about Benedict putting his fingers in his mouth and then the diddly.
Yes.
And I think that was like Thursday or Friday. She messaged me and she was just like, "I think I'm gonna watch it now," and she's never seen it. Today is Sunday. Earlier this afternoon, she had just finished the carriage scene with Colin and Penelope.
Wait, she's watched it from
1, 2,
episode like,
she
season
went
1?
she went 1, 2, Queen Charlotte, and she's on season
Rightfully
3.
so.
Mhm.
That's
I
the
had a
order you have to do it in.
yeah.
Yeah.
I when she called me and we were, like, geeking out, I was like, the carriage
Yeah,
scene,
the fingers.
the
Yeah, we
fingers.
all know.
I was like it's like, "You have to text me, call me on this scene." I was like, "Season 4, once you get to season 4, I just need reactions all the
Yeah.
way through."
Oh my god, to be someone who's never seen Bridgerton
To watch it
for
fully
the
from the
first time.
first season
Yeah,
all the way
to
up to now.
binge it for the first time is I'm jealous.
I know, me too. I get so excited, like, talking about it,
Bitch.
my heart is, like, pumped. I know. But I was like, "Oh my god," and then she was like, "Should I do a Bridgerton party?" I was like, "Please, we
My
will dress
god!
up." And then I told her, I was like, "Once you watch season 4, you'll have more ideas," because there's very iconic
So
scene.
many, very iconic. I would show up as a maid. I'll show up as Sophie. No, I'll be Alfie.
Okay,
Sophie.
I'll be Armanita
Yeah,
or Posey. I'll be
perfect.
Posey. Okay. Alright, so let's get into our episodes. So, where we left off on episode 4 was Benedict and Sophie are crossing paths in the stairway because Sophie's about to hang out with her crew and Benedict wants to like admit his love to Sophie and they do like the finger diddly on the stairs and Benedict whispers the most sexiest words ever, "Will you be my mistress?" And she runs away
Rightfully
and
so.
that's where we left off.
Yep.
Biggest cliffhanger ever. We are now on episode 5, yes or no. Sophie intends to reject Benedict's offer, hoping to work for the new Lady Penwood. Sophie asks Violet for a letter of introduction. Penelope writes about Mr. Hiscox and his mistress Virginia in her column, humiliating the latter. Conflicted about her power in the ton, Penelope asks the Queen to retire but is refused. Violet, having noticed the attraction between Benedict and Sophie, as she always does,
Always. A mama
has
always
Miss Wilson
knows.
has Miss Wilson make inquiries?
Inquiries?
They
Mhm.
deduce that Sophie is the illegitimate daughter of a maid, while Varley reports Sophie's employment at Bridgerton House to Armanita. A recital is held for Hyacinth and her peers.
My god, that's the
Stop.
best scene ever.
We'll talk about it.
Ugh.
During which Gregory develops a crush
I know.
and Eloise is forced to return to the marriage mart. Meanwhile, Francesca offends Michaela by trying to push a suitor. In private, the two women make amends. Benedict confesses his love to Sophie and pleads for her to accept his proposal. Sophie admits she returns Benedict's feelings, and the two sleep together.
Yeah, they have their moment.
Let's talk about it. Okay,
Okay.
let's start it from the top. So Sophie intends to reject his offer, which we get. She's like, "I'm not gonna be your mistress. My mom was a mistress, like, she was a maid, she got taken advantage of, like, I'm not about that life, I'm not gonna do that." And I love how, like, Varley is literally about to get fired, and they're just trying to get all the like, what's the gossip? Who
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
this maid? That whole scene in the, like, market when the maids are all together, I was like, I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, I love the gossip.
Okay, so they find that out. Let's talk about okay, so Penelope asks to retire, and the queen is like, "No.
No. Yeah.
You're trying to retire. Who's gonna give me gossip? And my best friend is trying to leave me also. What is wrong with everybody?" I love how they ask the queen, like, I
But
don't
yeah, can I do something else? And she's like, no.
yeah.
Nice
She's
try.
like, "I don't know who you think you are, but
Yeah.
no, I need my gossip."
She said, what the fuck is everyone
Yeah.
asking me to leave for?
She truly is offended. She's like,
Yeah.
"Nobody is leaving me. I'm the
Yeah, she's like, what the fuck did you guys think this was?
I love Penelope's just, like, her facial reaction is just
Yeah.
like, "I don't know what to do." Like,
She's
I'm
like,
so s
oh shit.
yeah, she's like, "I'm so sorry for asking."
Yeah, my bad. I shouldn't have thought of it.
Okay, so I know you wanna talk about Hyacinth's recital. Do you see now the trend
I
of everybody
Yes,
doing the dance?
I love it so much. I love that song. I love that they put the song in there, and I love that they put it for Hyacinth because
Mhm,
it's, like, very fitting.
mhm.
'Cause the whole season is about Hyacinth, like, ready to, like she's, like,
Preparing.
preparing to go out into the next season,
Mm,
and that scene I like a lot because it really reminds you that Hyacinth is still a kid, you
yeah.
know? And so it's very nice. It's almost like that last moment of
They're,
her
like, just trying to get ready, prepare for when
yeah,
they all go out to in society, all her little friends. I love this, like, dance that they do, and then I love, like, Gregory, like,
love
I
it on
only
that girl. Isn't that just so cute? And did you see the looks between Hyacinth and the other people's son? I can't remember their names, but, like, in the book, they're together, so
Mhm.
I liked that little, like, little planting
Yeah,
of the
if you
seeds
know, you
there.
know kinda
Yeah.
situation. And I just love their little dance that they do all together. I love that the Bridgertons are, like, falling for people of color, like, this is
But yeah,
amazing. And I also love can we talk about when Benedict goes to the table and she's like, "Mr. Bridgerton, can I help you find anything?" And he's like, "I
I
found
found it. Yeah. And I said, "You shut the fuck up right
somebody
now.
say that to me, please, when I stand somewhere."
You're literally married."
Well, I wish he would say it to me when I'm in
You
the
will
kitchen.
tell him, just be like, "I'm gonna go stand over there, and
Okay.
then I want you to come over here
He should
in
know
a
he
couple of
watched
minutes."
it.
Yeah.
And then just, like, their little nods to each other. Like, remember when they're dancing and then they're just all like, all the chaperones are standing,
Yeah.
and when that's over, Benedict, like, does his little, like, nod.
Oh
Do
my
you do
god,
you
yeah, his stupid little smirk and his charming ways.
so
Hate him.
cute. I know, I hate him so much.
I hate when a fictional character makes me blush.
I know. I
You
was
shut the fuck up.
like, he's nodding to me. I was like, "Mm,
Yeah, like, okay,
yeah."
yeah. He's a turn around and I said,
Yes, and, um, let us also talk about when Sophie finds out that like, it's about to come out because they're like, "Oh, we found out who lives next door. It's Armanita," or whatever,
yeah.
and she, like, starts internally, like, freaking out, and she leaves to go upstairs, and as our hero does, he goes and follows her. But can
Mhm.
we talk about his yelling at his mama?
My
Calling her out,
god. He
calling
is
her out,
unhinged this season, and I loved every minute of it.
spiraling.
It was so good.
He was like, "Do you wanna talk about how you're hooking up with somebody who's not your
Yeah.
husband with your kids in the
He's like,
house?"
"Me? What about you,
And
whore?" And I was like
she was, like, shocked.
yeah, she said
"How dare you?" It stopped her in her steps,
it really
literally.
did, and she stopped talking too. Yeah,
It
she
was
said,
I was like, "My god, like, you're
"So good."
spiraling. What's gonna happen next?" And we see what happens next.
I love his love profession to her.
I
He
love
had
you,
his
I
big
love you,
moment.
I love you, Pride and
Yeah,
Prejudice.
I love him.
That
It's so him coded too. It's very, like I think I'll give that the props to Bridgerton. The writers really made their love confessions as if it was the characters themselves saying it. Like, it's very them. Like,
yes,
Collins was very his. Even
Anthony,
in the season 1, like, the Duke's, his to her was very, like, coded
it
for him.
belongs to it's
Yeah,
them.
and so Benedict's was just the same. It was so good.
I love you, I love you, I love you, but the different tones and the different ways he says "I love you" to her,
Yeah,
my god, and
and
then
then they got dirty
stop. Because wait, what was the song? What's the song that's playing when they're doing it?
for the first time.
Yes,
What's episode is this?
5. Duh,
Bridgerton.
it's what's his name? It's Teddy Swims.
God, yeah, that's the one. Oh my god, it Lose Control by Teddy Swims. And
I lost control.
I was like, "Okay, what a choice." But I loved
I
it. I loved it for them, but I was like,
no, I loved it.
I love the bathtub song.
We'll
It's
talk about that.
you, babe.
Stop. Lost it with that song playing and like he lost control, like those hips. Did you see what I was
I
saying?
listen, Kim, I saw all of it. I watched it
She's
twice.
like,
I backed it up. I backed it up and said, "I need it for the podcast. I need to rewatch,"
but yeah,
'cause
I rewatched it
I was
too.
not paying attention. I
I
was, but I
rewatched
wasn't.
it. I was like, "I have to check, I have to look." I watched it the first time just in shock the entire time, and I was like, "I need to rewatch it again now to, like, understand what I'm watching." And I was like,
Mhm.
"I need to watch it again to, like,
Yeah.
look at all the
To just
movement."
understand, yeah.
You
It's
know,
purely for
research,
studies.
research.
Exactly.
And do could we clock the pillow? How he put a pillow
Yeah.
underneath her head when he
Listen,
laid her down?
yeah. It's the princess treatment. It's the princess
Truly,
treatment everybody needs, okay?
truly
Men, take your notes. A pillow is the savior.
when they undressed and he undressed at all those 100 buttons that he had, and when she let her hair down.
Oh my god, I love her hair. I just keep wanting to go back to the bathtub scene, Kim, because
Okay,
that
we
shot that
will.
they did of him when he took his clothes off in the front of
Stop.
the bathtub, and
We
she's just
will.
like,
We
and I
will.
said, "Bitch,"
Like, you haven't seen it
I said,
already.
"Do not be giggling."
Okay, we'll talk but I when that scene happened, I was Jose and I were sitting there, and I was literally, like, strangling him because I was just so excited, and I was, like, sliding off the floor because the scene lasts a long time. I
It's
was
a
like,
really long
I
time, and I, like, looked around, I was like, "How long is"
I feel like we were intruding.
I was am I interrupting?
Yeah, and the scene was very long because I was like I felt like I was, like, choking him for a long time, and I at the end, I even looked at Jose, I was like, "That's not even the bathtub
Yeah.
scene."
That's not even their iconic like, their one iconic scene. Everyone has a one iconic scene, and that one was not it.
I was like, "Oh my god." It was everything. I loved it. I loved the song choice. I loved, like, the freakiness, the delicateness.
It was all freaky.
Oh my god, there were so many things. There
He's
was
so good.
I loved it.
I love him
I love
so
him
much.
too.
I love him.
I love him. Okay, so then also on the other side of life, you've got Francesca,
Mhm.
who threw, like, a little soiree party at her home.
Which she didn't want to do. She only did it because Michaela was there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's trying to push the suitor. So at this point, John mentions to Francesca, "Do not push a suitor on her, please." Does John know that she likes girls?
I think so. I think John knew that she likes girls because they're so close that I feel like
Yes.
Michaela would
They
tell him, and
Yeah.
he knew that, but because it's Michaela's thing, John doesn't wanna say to
Yeah,
Francesca, so and
okay.
I feel like Francesca wants her to have a suitor, so that way John and Francesca can have
Their
their
moment back.
life and yeah, and then Michaela can move on with someone else.
Okay. That's what I felt too. I felt like he knew, but didn't say it. It's not
Yeah,
said, but it's known that he knew. And I would
it's,
assume
like,
so too
between the
because
lines.
they're best friends, like, him and
Yeah,
Michaela are really close. They get into, like so she's pushing this guy, and Michaela just gets really upset, and she leaves, and John
mhm.
is just, like, very upset about it, like, "I told you not to do that. You didn't listen to me," and Francesca's like, "I will go fix it," and she goes, and they make their amends, and I think they, like, stay up till, like,
Yeah,
2
because
in the
Francesca's
morning.
drunk, so
I
they stayed up till, like,
love drunk
midnight.
Francesca.
Oh my god, I think this season's Francesca was so good. I'm
Mm,
glad they gave her more lines, more personality. I know I said it last episode, but I'm happy that they kept it because she's in the book, she's very, like, friendly and talkative, like, in the beginning of her book, she's, like, very friendly with, like, the housekeepers and
yes.
stuff, and she's very close with them, she's got her people, so, like,
Mhm.
it's nice to see
Yeah,
them
because I
throw
didn't
that in there.
like I didn't like Francesca in season 3. There was a lot I didn't like about season 3, but I didn't like Francesca because I just was like, "What is her deal?"
Yeah. Like, why is she so quiet?
Yeah,
Why is
and
she
that's
so
not the way I remembered her in her book.
yeah.
And this Francesca, it's like bringing her to life, and it's really setting us up for when she becomes a main, and her story keeps continuing with Michaela. So I loved it. I loved it. I love the conversation between Francesca and Michaela. Season 5. I mean, episode 5 is just perfect in my eyes.
It's so good. So good, all of it.
Episode 6, The Passing Winter. So, an increasingly fatigued John
God, don't
Okay.
even get me started.
Is pleased to see Francesca and Michaela's blossoming friendship. After Arminita calls on her, Violet gives Sophie a letter of introduction. Benedict plans for him and Sophie to live in my cottage,
Yeah.
away from society, despite Anthony's disapproval. Okay, so Anthony is back.
Oh my
And
God.
wait, and Sophie's hesitation and worries that she is pregnant. There's so much to dissect in this episode. Cressida, the new Lady
Yeah.
Penguin, we'll talk about it, hosts a ball hoping to legitimize her re entry into society. With Sophie's help, Hyacinth attends alongside Eloise as a maid. Charlotte deliberately does not attend Cressida's ball, but Penelope distributes her final column as Whistledown, sparing Cressida the embarrassment of the Queen's snub being published. Charlotte finally gives Agatha permission to leave. Marcus
My God.
proposes to Violet. Sophie overhears Anthony and Benedict arguing about her and ends her affair with Benedict, intending to work for Cressida. To Francesca's shock, John passes away in his sleep. Episode 6 was a lot, but I loved every moment was important and
Yeah.
was intense. So let's take it back and let's break it down. Violet gives Sophie, okay, so Arminita goes to Violet's house. And
Yes.
that whole scene, I was like, Arminita, bitch.
Yeah,
Violet
that
don't
was
play.
so weird.
Violet does not play. I love how I love that scene where I think it's Eloise and Hyacinth, and they're sitting there with Posey and Roseman or whatever.
Yeah. And they're talking.
Yes.
And Posey's like fake or she starts coughing or something. And the girl's like, she's like explaining herself. And the sister goes, then how can you speak if you almost died or something like that? And I was like, okay.
I can't with them.
I was cooked.
And it's because Sophie walks in and then walks out. And
Yeah.
I love that Violet clocks it and she's just like, she goes to Sophie. And I love that moment and that conversation between them because you can tell Violet like truly cares about Sophie and for Sophie. And she knows that Benedict and her, there's something there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Violet's just such good people.
Oh, she's so good. I love Violet.
Yeah,
I think she's an amazing mother and she needs to just get her tea. Rightfully so. I think Benedict needs to sit down and let her get her tea. That's it.
I would be happy to work for Violet. Like, she's just such good people and she's good to everybody and she cares. So Benedict plans. Okay, this is when Benedict like has that set up outside.
Yeah. Yeah, oh my God.
And he gives her his drawing, and on the drawing it says
Our cottage, which is so cute. I love this scene because leading up to that scene is like a montage of him just like being happy and excited. And it's like so cute to see.
Yeah.
And she's kind of feeling that way too. Like she's kind of like giddy and stuff. And he's like making all these preparations and he's all happy. And
he's
then
like ready to work.
Yeah,
and
he said,
like,
"This is gonna be great."
So happy.
He's dotting his eyes with hearts and shit. Like
everything has like a little swirl to it. He's just so happy. And I love this scene too because this episode where he explains himself how he loves both women and men.
Yes, I think so.
And you can tell he's kind of like nervous when he says it, but the fact that she just accepts it, and he just has this like little smirk and relief, like she don't care.
He's like, I love her.
She doesn't care.
Yeah.
And
it's so cute.
It just is so beautiful and it's so cute. And I just want, at this point, you're just like, I want them to be together. And she just keeps questioning it though. It's just like, I don't want to be your mistress. Like, how can this work? And he's like, we can live in the cottage and like, I'll stop seeing my family. Like we'll make it work. And it's just so like, he will literally move mountains for her at this point. He does not give a fuck.
Yeah.
And then we've got the return of Anthony.
Yes, and his cute ass baby.
Like
that baby is so fucking cute. I love seeing Kate any chance I get because I adore her.
Me too.
And we do love Jonathan Bailey, so
Yeah,
that's alright.
can we talk about him seeing the drawings in his
Okay,
ledger?
because we know okay, this is like a whole thing all over social media because
Mhm,
we know he sees that shit. It
mhm,
didn't say
mhm.
in the show, but when Benedict
When he
walks
closed
in
that book,
and he
he
pulls that
saw it.
book, the first thing we all thought was, "The drawings. The
Mhm.
drawings." He saw the
Yeah.
drawings.
Yeah.
He saw it, he knows. Like, and he's like,
Yes.
"Why are you sketching in my ledger?" Like, "This is literally our money. This is our family income, and you're doodling Sophie all over the place."
I I don't think that scene, them talking, is talked about enough. I hated Anthony at that point.
Yeah, I couldn't stand it because
He
I was
was
like,
like,
"You
"I will
can't
cut you
be
off."
serious." He cannot be serious because he left his fiancée for her sister.
Yeah. I just was like, I was like, "Are you serious?" And I love how, Benedict was like, "You know what it was like with having a mistress. Like, can we forget the opera
Yeah, hello, the
singer?"
opera singer.
And he's just like, "That was different." Like, "Nee
Like,
boy,
how was that different? You did not love her.
in your season, you wanted her to be the mistress and you were gonna take care of her, keep her up in your, like, bachelor pad.
Yeah.
What the fuck?" And when he just was, like, yelling at Benedict and Benedict was yelling back, I was like, "Yeah,
Mhm.
defend yourself."
Yeah.
I was like, "Anthony, go back to India. Like, get the
Yeah,
fuck out."
do whatever you gonna do.
I
And
was
then
like
never mind, we'll talk about it
I was
later.
excited for you to be here, and you were, like, dampening the mood, and I'm, like,
I like it
over
when you're
you.
here when Colin and Penelope
Yeah.
had a thing
You were
because you were very
fun.
funny. You were like you were a
Lilac.
cockroach,
It's
and now
because
you
they
gotta
hadn't,
drink your wine.
you know what? They didn't have a baby. They were, like, pregnant. So maybe that's why. Father had changed him.
It doesn't matter. Now he's got a beard and he's acting all brand new. Don't act like you don't know.
I was, like, dancing through life.
Yeah,
Let
hello.
Benedict dance through life.
It's so stupid.
I hated it. I hated
I hated
Anthony.
every
I
minute. I
was
loved
like,
Kate.
yeah, I hated Anthony there. I was like, "You are being so rude to your brother, and why do you care? You have somebody to take over the line because, like, you have a son. Your
Yeah.
son's gonna take over, so, like, why do
So
you care?"
exactly.
I was so annoyed. I was like, "I'm annoyed with you." And then let us talk about okay, we need to talk about Sophie keeping track of her
My
period.
god, everyone I saw a meme and it said that Sophie invented the Flow app because,
Yeah, and they
like,
responded.
it was yeah, it was so good.
I was like, when I seen her little red, I looked at Jose and I was like, "She's trying to keep track of her period to know if she's pregnant." And he was like, "How would they know?" I was like, "This is how she did it. She
Yeah,
knew."
that's how they do it back then. They go to the calendar, they count the days,
Mhm.
and then they mark what day they're supposed to have their
Yeah,
period.
and I loved that. I loved that so much.
Yeah, it was really good.
I don't know what it was. It was so great. And we need to talk about the return of Cressida.
You shut the fuck up because when she showed up, when her hand came out of the carriage, I literally was thinking like, "Oh, that fucking looks like Cressida." Pink?
Mhm.
I said, "Pink? That's Cressida for sure." But then I was like, "No, she's fucking off in the country or some shit."
She
And
was
here
fucking
she
off.
is. Here she is,
The
married
new Lady
to
Penwood.
yep.
I was like, they really brought her back. I did not see that coming.
Yeah, I didn't
I
either.
was shocked.
Yeah.
And
Shooketh.
her outfit, her bows, whatever the fuck this bow situation.
The pink everywhere was crazy. I
Oh
knew
my
she loved
god.
pink. We all knew she loved pink, but her house when I know it's not this episode, but when Eloise
Yeah.
went over there to have tea, I was like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
Yes. It was
Even Eloise
intense.
was like, "Oh yes, the pink."
Yeah, it was a lot. Cressida, and she has the balls to like talk to Penelope and be like,
Yeah,
"Will you please put it inside your column about it?" And it's like, "How dare you?
yeah,
How dare you?" And even the queen was like, "No, I'm not going there." Like she made a fool out of me. Like,
yeah,
no, we're not doing that. And I love how Hyacinth dresses up as a maid.
yeah.
And I love the part where she dressed up as a maid And she's just, like, so surprised. She's like, "Oh my god, nobody knows it's me." Like, they think I'm just a maid. And Eloise is like, "Yeah, they don't care. They only care about, like, society and, like, where a race
Yeah.
stands." And then it's talked about a lot how, like, Benedict walks up and he knows right away that's Hyacinth. Like, because he doesn't see status and he
Yeah,
doesn't
he
see
doesn't, yeah.
he sees his people, he sees his sister, he sees I mean, he sees Sophie as Sophie, he doesn't see her as the
Yeah.
Lady of Silver, but he just sees people, and I think we've always known that about Benedict going back to, like, season 3 and season
Yeah,
2 and
he's
1.
always been that way.
Yeah,
Always.
he
Yeah,
doesn't care.
he really doesn't.
I
Because like, when he
mean
wasn't he hooking up with the Modiste?
yes!
Yeah, so, like,
He
he
don't
doesn't
care.
care.
He
He does
does
not
not
care.
care. And then what else? Are we gonna talk about Whistledown? Okay, Queen Charlotte
Ugh,
and Agatha, Lady Danbury.
what are we gonna do?
I cried.
What are we gonna do without her? I'm gonna cry. Because
I
what are we gonna do?
she has to come back because she's heavily involved with I believe it was, like, Hyacinth.
So maybe she'll be gone for a season
She has to come back.
and then come back for Hyacinth season. Or they're just
I
gonna write someone else to, like, replace
well, yeah, it's
Lady
what's her
Danbury.
name? It's Homegirl, the boxer's wife. She is the replacement of Lady Danbury,
Yeah, but I'm saying, oh, so then yeah, she's probably gonna be the one to help Hyacinth, which would make
probably.
sense because isn't that her son?
Yes!
Yeah.
Look how they've planned it.
Oh my god! Are
But
we the
nobody kno
writers of
but
Bridgerton?
nobody I mean, if you didn't read the book, like, do you know? You know what I mean?
Yeah. We've unlocked it. We've cracked the code.
You have to post a TikTok about it.
Yeah, because and then the writer's gonna be like, "You shut the fuck up and
They'll
take
be
this
like,
down right
"Yeah,
now.
take this
Take
down."
this down." And then we'll be
Um,
like, "Let us interview them, and then we'll take it down."
let us in.
Let us into I wanna go to a
Anything.
ball. Let me go
Anything.
to a ball, and I'll be anything. I'll be made.
Yeah, anything.
I'll be made.
You heard it here first. That is what we believe is what is happening and
Yeah.
why it is.
I
Because if you
think
read the
maybe
book,
she I
it
think maybe
makes
she
sense.
will probably make an appearance,
Of course.
but she just won't be as heavy in the show. I think
Mm,
that's what it is.
it's
I think the actress herself maybe wants to retire.
oh, it's
Maybe.
so
I don't know though.
sad.
That could just be
When she accepted Lady Whistledown's departure,
mm.
and then she has that look in her eyes towards Lady Danbury, and she just I
I cried.
cried. I
I cried.
paused
I
it.
cried. I saw Brimsley in the back. I started crying because every time I see him, I think of him dancing
I
alone, and it
know.
makes me sad. I started crying, and then the shot of her walking away with the photo of them,
And they don't,
in
like,
the
zoom in on it, they don't sh but,
it's just
like,
there. The lighting is, like,
you
only
know.
on them. It
Mhm.
was perfect, and I
I
was
cried.
crying, and I was ugly
I
crying.
cried,
Yeah,
and I was like, "You truly have to watch Queen Charlotte
to
to
understand.
really
Yeah,
understand their bond. If you don't, you'll be like, "Oh, that's so sad," but Queen Charlotte is where it's at, so you
yeah.
really need to watch Queen Charlotte before you watch season 4 to really understand the connection and the bond and how sad it is.
Even season 3 too, you'd have to watch it not only for Queen Charlotte and Lady Danbury's story, but also for Violet's story and Lady
Yes,
Danbury because
and
they
the
have a
brother.
backstory too. Yeah, and the
Yes.
brother's involved, and that's the whole thing.
Which is why I told April 1, 2, Queen
Queen
Charlotte,
Charlotte, and then
3,
3 and 4.
4.
Yeah, because
Also, side
that's
note,
where it kicks off.
she loves Farmer
Do
George.
we not love Farmer George? We love
Farmer
Farmer
George.
George. I was as soon as the season 4 ended for me, I immediately turned on Queen Charlotte,
Yeah. Oh,
and I
me
was
too.
reminded of how amazing Farmer George is.
Me too. I was
Love
like
him.
because I was so obsessed with the Charlotte and Agatha that I was like, I have to watch Queen Charlotte again because that's what you do. You don't go back to the other Bridgertons, you go to Queen Charlotte.
Yeah, you go to Queen Charlotte.
Um, yeah, that whole scene was just beautiful. I
Yeah.
cried. And can we now ugh, if you did not know what was happening, you were probably shocked and confused.
Yeah.
For those who've read the book, as soon
As
as
soon as
he
he said
said
headache,
I
That was it.
said I paused it, I looked at Jose, and I said, "What the actual fuck? It's too soon.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be next season, not
Yeah.
now." Like, what? Like, no, we're just, like, starting, like, no.
Yeah.
And I know in the book, he does pass away early on in the book, but I just thought we would have a little more time.
Yeah.
So when he says, "I'm going to go lie down, I have a headache," and she spends the rest of her time with Michaela, and he does like one final look at Michaela and Francesca.
Yeah.
And that look is like a look of, I know they're going to be good together. They will take care of each other. And he goes to lay down, and she goes up there and she's blabbing off. And the scream that she does,
Chills.
I was
I get chills.
crying. I
That is so
cried.
upsetting. I was shocked to see that they did that this season.
Me too.
I was shocked. And I was like, "Oh, Francesca's really heavy in this, but I think it's to kind of like hint for Michaela and stuff, and maybe they'll do the John thing
Thought
like
we would
off
have more
screen or whatever or next season."
next season.
No, they were like, "No, we're gonna do this today. We're doing it now."
I
Just
thought
as the book
next
was, because if you read the book, it was a shock when it happened. It's a
yes.
shock when we watched it because they were like, you know what it was? Is the writers was like, they know. We already know they know.
We just have to do
So
it.
let's just do it when they don't expect it. They're not going to expect it to happen season
I
4.
was not. I was
We did
not
it. No,
expecting it.
I was shocked. It was
Anyway,
sad. Really
it
sad.
was very sad. It made me very sad.
I
I was
cried. I didn't
shocked.
cry when it happened. I cried at the funeral scene, which is the next episode.
Yeah. Okay. We'll
Yeah.
talk about it. So, episode 7, The Beyond. The Bridgertons and the Sterlings mourn John. Though Francesca tries to remain calm, the family is unsettled by the death. Violet is hesitant to announce her engagement. Benedict longs to be with Sophie. Hyacinth fears her debut. Alfie informs Sophie that Cressida hired another maid, and the only other option for her is a family departing for the Americas in 3 days. A physical examination is conducted on Francesca, who is heartbroken to learn she is not pregnant. Having realized Benedict and Sophie's love is genuine, Violet encourages Benedict to choose carefully. Posey sneaks out to warn Sophie that Armanita means to have her arrested, convincing Sophie to leave for Americas. However, Posey inadvertently informs Armanita of Sophie's plan. Seeking respite, Francesca agrees with Michaela's idea to host a celebration of John's life. As Sophie prepares to leave, Benedict races back to Bridgerton House. He finds Sophie's necklace, recognizes it's the lady in silver, and at Armanita's behest, Sophie is arrested. Okay. This a lot again, a
A lot
lot
happened this
going on.
episode. So much happened.
So, the funeral.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
So sad. I think it was sad, but it gave the same energy. You're gonna think I'm weird for this. It gave the same energy as when Iron Man died
Yep.
because
Okay.
all of them were there.
Yes.
They were all there except for
Anthony.
Daphne and Antony
Mhm.
and their pairs.
Mhm.
So, but they were all there, and I was
Mhm.
like, oh, this is so sad. And then Benedict started talking, and I was like, "Oh, that's so sad, like, it's really sad," and he's like, "I'm really bad at this, so
Mhm.
I'm really sorry in advance," and I was like, "Oh god," and I just started crying, it was really sad.
The funeral was really sad, and I think it was really sad to see just Francesca
Yeah.
because she's very composed. She's a very composed, controlled person. Um, she wasn't very like spontaneity and like didn't let her emotions take things over, and she kept a lot inside. And just to see her stoic through that whole funeral, it made me just sad for Francesca, and you just know she's really hurting. And then when she's like doing the biscuits and her family is like, "Oh yeah, let's eat the biscuits,"
But
like,
yeah,
and she's like,
Eloise jumps in, and I saw someone say that, like, Eloise jumped in because Eloise knew that John would have jumped in because she
yeah,
spent the most time with the pair,
yeah,
and so when Francesca's, like, upset or whatever, John would usually be the one to kind of,
yeah.
to have the conversation with her, whatever conversation she wants to talk about when it's not the issue. That Louise did it, and I was like, "That makes
I
it so much
know.
more
And
sadder."
then
It's so sad.
Sophie jumps in. She knows, like, girl, let's fix your hair. Like, it's just falling out. And
Yeah.
that moment between Sophie and Francesca was really sweet. And it just shows like Sophie truly loves the Benedict family. And she's just such a great person.
Yeah.
And did that scene not make you sad when like Benedict is outside and Sophie is
Oh,
outside?
yeah.
And
He's
he's just
so
like,
unraveled.
isn't he like just sad?
Yeah, sad
He's
boy.
just like sad
Sad
boy
boy vibes.
vibes.
Sad boy vibes.
He was like, "Okay, that is all. You can go." Like,
And I was like, "No."
and she's like, "I could stay." I was like, "Sophie, what are you doing? Like, be with him or not?" Like, this
Yeah.
back and forth is driving me insane. And it just was sad. I think what was also sad was when Francesca was like, I'm with child." And
Yeah.
Benedict like loses
Oh
it.
my god. When the way he yelled at that man when he was being pushy, I would have yelled too, first of all, because like, hello, this is not the time or place for this. But like when he yelled at her, I was like, I like it.
Me too.
I was like,
When
this
he
is
was just
nice.
like, "Why does it have to be this way? Why does class have to be this way? Why does society like, he's so over
Yeah.
the situation and what is to be done and what is to be said, and we have to follow these tiers and God, like, he's just, like, over it. He
Yeah. He's
lost
so
the
done.
love of his life. He's, like, completely over this bullshit. But that scene when she's having her exam and
It's really
her
sad.
mom and Eloise is there, like, that scene was really sad.
It's
I
really sad.
cried at
Yeah,
that
so did
scene.
I.
It was just very sad, and then she I think was it this episode where she, like, breaks down to her mom
Yeah. It was
or
right after that scene.
where she's like, you have 8 pieces of him, of your
Yeah.
husband, and I don't have anything. I cannot provide a son. It was, like, so heartbreaking.
Yeah. It's really sad.
She did
She
so
did a
good.
great job on that scene. That's, like, Oscar worthy.
Yes,
It was so good.
people are like, "Look, Netflix, you are ridiculous for never putting Bridgerton as a nomination for anything. This
Yeah.
would be the season to nominate Bridgerton for awards." Like, it is
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, I think people it's so stupid because people that don't watch it just mark it as like, "Oh, it's just that smutty romance shit." But it's like, "Oh my god, it really is not." Like, there's probably this season maybe only had, like, 3 or 4
Yeah,
smutty scenes.
and they were intense,
And
but
they were all intense, but they were not the focus of the show, which is, I think, good because I think season 1, they had, like, that whole montage, and
mhm,
that was, like, an entire episode long, and it was, in my opinion, a little unnecessary.
mhm.
And then the same thing for
Kay and Anthony.
no, it was Colin and Penelope. Kate and
Yes.
Anthony didn't have a lot of like, their scenes because they were enemies to lovers, and they weren't supposed to, right? So but, like, Colin and Penelope had their multiple scenes, and then so I think this one, it was nice that it was more balanced.
Yes.
Yeah, it was very much season 2 vibes.
Yes, and I
Yeah,
think that's why people would do Queen Charlotte is always gonna be number 1 no matter
yeah,
what, that doesn't count.
always.
And then people are like season 4, season 2, season 1, season 3 as far as ranking goes, which I agree. Like I mentioned in the last episode we did, season 3 had a lot of characters and plots, but it just felt lost.
Yeah,
Season 4 has a lot of character and plots, but it's like flows and they all
yeah,
connect in just this way of like, I don't know, like you want more information. You're like, give me everything. And they did it, and they did it in a way that wasn't like overbearing, and it wasn't like you didn't feel
confusing.
like you had to fast forward. Like, I don't
Yeah,
need this story. Okay, so what else do we've got? Cressida, Sparing Cressida, the Queen's Charlotte finally gives episode 7. Oh, and the conversation with Violet and Benedict
yes,
where she's just like, "You can choose to be with Sophie, but you have to like you're gonna pull yourself out completely and like we'll write letters, but that's it. We can't ruin your future siblings' chances," which is understandable.
mhm,
It's sad.
yeah,
And he's just like thinks about it and thinks about it, and he's like, "Fuck it. I'd
yeah,
rather give it all up than not be with her. And I
Yeah.
was like, "Go get your
I say, yeah,
car."
that's our man right there. That's the
And
Benedict we know.
do we also love when Francesca has that little celebration of life for John, and
Yes,
they
I
do
loved
this
it.
they all share a story, and they do a dance, and I'm sorry, hold on. Oh, these are my glasses. I was like, "Whose fucking glasses are these?" They're mine.
They're mine.
I was like, "What?" They have that fun dance, and they're just all,
Yeah.
like, really living life and remembering John and being happy, and when Benedict is like, I'm gonna
I gotta
go,"
go. He said, I
and
gotta do this shit
his
now.
mama was like, "I've left you a present in your
Yeah. There's
drawer,"
something in your drawer.
and he goes, and it's the ring,
Yep.
and then he sees the necklace on the
Yep.
floor that she lost,
And
and
he's like,
he
and
is
then he
like
starts getting flashbacks, bitch. He starts
he
looking,
start
and I
it's
was like, this is it.
connecting.
This is the moment.
It is connecting. It is like his hands are shaking. He's
Yep.
just like, "Holy shit, it's been her the whole time." And he's like looking for her, and they're like, "No, she's not here. Like, she's gone." And when she's outside, and I'm just like, "Go
That
outside."
entire scene of her, them being like so close and not in the same room was so good. It was so good
Yes.
when what the fuck, Amarita or whatever her name is, comes in and takes her and Benedict, and like I knew they were gonna do a
Yeah,
shot
of
of him running out
course.
because it held on that scene, that
The door
Bridgerton
that
house
that
for way too,
scene,
and then it just, yeah,
that
so fucking
camera
good.
work that they
It was
did
so good.
was so good. I
I
was like,
loved it. I was
"Okay."
hoping they would do that when I was watching the build up to that moment,
Mhm.
and then when they did it, I said, "Mhm,
Beautiful.
that's right.
The way
That's
they did
right."
it, the way she took her stuff and she left the glove,
My god, you shut the fuck up. And he was like, "It's her."
the
Bitch.
glove, and it just was so good, and then I also want to take a moment, you just remind me to clock. There's a scene where Amanita's like, "I had 37 clips and every
Yeah.
outfit, and there was only 36," and the community of TikTok was like, "Is this a nod to Harry Potter?" In the scene where he's like, 36, but last year I got
Oh
37."
my god!
People were like, "Is
That
this
is
a
so
nod?"
good. It
It
has
was
to be. It
I was
has to
like, if
be.
it wasn't, some subconsciously the writers were like, "We're gonna write this in
We're gonna put
here."
this in. Someone was like, "I'm gonna put this in and see if anyone notices."
And we
He watches all the
noticed.
TikToks and he goes, "They noticed."
I wanna talk about real quick the difference in how Benedict finds out that Sophie is the Lady in Silver, the book and the
Yes.
show. So real quick, in the book, okay, they're having like a game, Benedict and all his siblings,
Mhm.
where they like blindfold each other and try to like find one another.
Yeah.
And it's Sophie's turn, and Sophie puts on the blindfold and is crawling around, and Benedict looks at her, and because she has a blindfold like her
Yeah.
mask, he realizes
That it's
that that
her.
is the Lady in Silver. Okay, in the book, cute,
Yeah.
great. In the show, epic. I
It
was
was
like, the
epic. It was
necklace, the
amazing.
glove, the sketches, him like shaking. I was like,
Yeah.
this was the way it needs to be. I love
Yeah.
that they made that change.
It was so good.
It
Yeah,
had to be done that
yeah.
way.
I think the scene in the book was very fitting for the book because it's that vibe, but for the show, it was a lot more dramatic and a lot more heavier, and so the him finding out was very fitting.
It was amazing. It was
Yeah.
well done. I loved everything about it. Okay, so episode 8, our final episode,
Oh
Dance
my
in the
god.
Country. Okay. Armanita plans to announce Rosamond's new engagement at Queen Charlotte's upcoming ball. Varley comes to Bridgerton house with the news of Sophie's arrest, and the family learns of Benedict's attachment with Sophie. Violet and Benedict speak on Sophie's behalf at her trial,
Yeah,
and the magistrate agrees to release Sophie to the Bridgertons' custody until they can figure out what's the situation. Benedict suspects that Arminita lied about the Earl of Penwood not providing for Sophie, and to prove this, Eloise visits Cressida at the renovated Penwood house to allow Sophie, Alfie, and Irma to find Richard Gunn's will. Sophie learns that Arminita was paid £4,000 every year she provided for Sophie, and her father left her and her stepsisters in equal dowries.
Mhm.
With Alice's help, Violet, Benedict, and Sophie confront Arminita over her embezzlement.
Yep.
Arminita agrees to give Sophie her dowry back and to tell everyone Sophie is a legitimate cousin of the late Earl in order to avoid prison. Sophie is presented as a relative of the Guns at the ball, where she and Benedict dance as a couple for the first time publicly. And she accepts his proposal. Despite seeing through the light, Charlotte finds the ruse amusing and accepts the match. Rosamond's proposal is denied due to her reduced dowry. Posey charms a kind Lord Barnaby. Portia welcomes Varley back to her service. Violet rejects Marcus' proposal, saying she wants to rediscover herself as a woman
Yes,
after being
rightfully so.
a wife and a mother for so long.
Yep,
Agatha prepares to leave London. Francesca is stunned by Michaela's sudden departure.
yep.
A new Lady Whistledown begins publication.
Yeah.
And then a post-credit scene, Benedict and Sophie marry at their cottage. Let's break
Their
it
cottage.
down.
My god.
This had so much.
It's so much. It was
Okay.
such a long episode and I loved it.
Me too. Okay, so Arminita visits Sophie at the
God,
prison.
she's such a bitch and I
I
love
hate her.
it.
I know.
I love it.
She did so good.
She's so good.
Okay, so they're like, your brother loves the maid, and everyone's face is like,
Yeah,
when?
because he comes running in, right? And he's like,
Yes.
mother. He's like, I can't find her. I have to go to the Americas or some shit. And everyone is like,
He's like, quickly.
what the fuck are you going to the Americas
He's
for?
like, quickly. No. He's like, I need. Oh yeah. He's like, I need a ship. I need a ship.
Yeah,
I need
he
to go
goes,
to the
I need a
Americas.
boat. I need to go.
It was like,
And
intense.
everyone and all the sisters and brothers are like, what?
Their faces are like, what?
And then Violet's just like brushes it off, like he's in love with the maid.
He's in love with
your sister's
Sophie.
handmaid. And how it's like,
I
God.
love how they just don't question it either. They're just like, okay, like what have we missed?
Yeah, and they're like, okay, so now what do we do?
Yeah.
Like, what do we do about this?
And then you got them running up, and they're just like the maids, and they're like, okay, yo, you got like, she's in prison right now.
Yeah.
Like, you need to do something. You don't need a ship. You need to go to prison.
Yeah.
And I love how he walks in on the trial, and Violet is right behind, and he's like, I am so and so, the brother of Viscount
Yeah.
Bridgerton. And the mom
And then Violet goes, and the Duke.
and the
And I
brother
said-
of the Duke. And
Yeah,
I said,
and I said, that's right, you use the power. Use the power your family has finally.
yes. And that whole situation, the whole, like, that whole thing. And then Arminita thinking that she could just, like, say what she
Like,
wants.
play with Violet like that? Like, excuse me, do you not know who the Bridgertons are, bitch? You do not understand what she is capable of
are,
and who
like,
loves her.
They are like royalty. Literally. They're like,
Literally. The
right there
queen
under.
loves them.
They're always the diamond of the season for a reason. Okay.
Literally.
And so they're just like, we will take Sophie on our behalf. And they, the magistrate is like, can you just pay her the shoe clip?
Yeah.
And Armin's is like, no, she must pay. And she pretended to be a royal, like she pretended to be somebody of a higher name. No, she has to go to prison. And they're like, we will just pay her for the shoe clip. That was fake. Like, that's
Yeah.
fine. And Armin's is like, no, she will go to prison. And the magistrate's just like, just take her and just work it out. If
Talk
not-
amongst yourselves and then come bring it back to me after you guys talk.
Yeah. And so I love
He's
how
like, I'm sick of this housewife bullshit.
Yeah. And I love how they bring her back and they have to be in separate rooms. And
my God. Can we talk about what's his name? The guy, the John or whatever?
Footman John.
Yeah. And the friend and how he's standing there and she just walks up to him and he gets all excited. She's like, you look nice today. And he goes, really? Do you really think so? Because I never knew if you wanted to like, and I was like,
I was like,
perfect. What is this side quest that we're going on?
Perfect. And okay, so Benedict returns the necklace to Sophie, and she's like, "How long have you known?" And so he tells her, and he's like, "Why didn't you just tell me?" And she's just like, "I didn't like, it wasn't right. Like, I couldn't,
Yeah, she's like, "I
I'm
would be
scared."
embarrassed, like, 'cause why would you
And at first I'm
believe
like,
me?"
"Yeah." And then he's just like, I'm just hurt that you couldn't tell me." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Benedict."
But in the book, he was much more angrier, like, he was pissed for, like, a good 2 chapters, and I was like, "Okay, get over it." And this one,
Over
"I'm
it.
just gonna take a nap," and then, like, he was fucking her in the bathtub
But
afterwards, so, like,
I'm
how
gonna
long
take a
really?
bubble bath and
Yeah,
get over my feelings.
and that's it.
And so, like, I love how she sneaks in there and he turns around with his robe and his, like, boxers
And
with,
it's,
like,
like,
10
open, and he
buttons.
goes, "I was thinking about sneaking into your room." And I said, "Tell me more."
And then they're, like, making out because they confess their love,
Yep.
and they both stare down at this bathtub, and it's just like when
And
he
he's the scene was so perfect, Kim, he's like, "Join me," and I like, everything he says is pure gold, like,
can
it's
we
just
talk about
so
how
good.
she pushes him and the like, he
When the
looks
water was
shocked.
splashing, and you know he was like, "Alright, bitch, that's what who we fucking." He said, "There's no way."
He looked shocked. When she pushed it, he was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
hold
and he
on."
said, "This is my girl. This is her, through and through."
And she's like, "I can't get pregnant. Like, this isn't the right time." And he
Yeah,
said, "Turn around." And we all thought, "But?"
booty hole.
And then you see his hand go down there with his fingers,
Yeah, and then we said, "'Kay."
and then you see her hand go back
Her
there with
hand,
his.
the shot of him when he was holding on to the edge of that bathtub, Kim, I had to pause, Kim, I was alone. I paused it and I said, I wanted to ask someone, there was no one in the room, mind you.
You're
I
like
wanted to be like, "Did you see that?"
you're like you're like, "I got up and I locked my door."
I I turned my bathtub on.
I said Jose and I were just staring at each other, like, in shock. There's
It's
no
so good.
sound. No sound was we
No,
were
stop.
just like, "Oh my god." It was like I just, like, I'm so flustered right now, I wanna rewatch it, I just can't even handle what
It's
we
so good. I can't get myself to rewatch it because I'm that, like, oh my god.
it just was
It's so
everything
good.
that was needed.
And the song, Camila
Yes!
Cabello,
Yes!
Hello, perfect song.
And I said,
Perfect
"Thank
song.
you for putting this in the early couple minutes of this episode," and it
Yeah,
wasn't like you had to wait to the end like they
yeah,
did it. Oh my god, it was perfect. Okay, so besides the bathtub scene,
yeah,
we need to talk about we all knew the will was bullshit, okay? The will that Armisha was like, "He left you with nothing, girl." And our Sophie's like, "No, like, my he loved me." And she's like, "No,
yeah,
he
she's
did not."
like, anyways,
And I love Alfie and Irma there helping her, and they go and they find the will and they find out the truth of it all. I was like, "Damn,
yeah.
damn."
That was a very dramatic scene too. I liked that scene. That was the scene with Eloise and
Yes,
Cressida.
the pink.
Yeah, which I think was nice that they had their little that was
Yes,
a good way that was a really good way to
them.
execute what we needed to get done with the will,
Yeah,
but also with Eloise and Cressida, because that was the main I think that was the main question that people thought of when she showed up again was like, "Oh, what is Eloise gonna say?" You know what I
and
mean? So,
yeah,
it
and
was good.
I mean, yes, and then like remember when Cressida left, Eloise was just like, "I'm sorry, like, but I'm happy that you're not marrying this old ass man.
Yeah.
It's the best thing." And so I feel like Eloise just genuinely does care for Cressida, and it's
Mhm.
just like, "I hope you're okay." But then they come up with this whole plan of like tricking Armanita and getting the queen involved. Alice does. Alice like comes up with this whole plan that was just brilliant.
Mhm.
And can we take a moment? Her Cinderella dress.
My god, yes! I fucking can't. I love the color on
She
her.
she was so beautiful in her dress, and I love how they're all showing up, and the guy's like, "How many?" And she's like,
Yeah,
"Violet,
I'm very
Bridgerton."
Violet's like, I've got so many kids,
They're
can
just
barely keep up."
yeah, she's like, "They're just there," and then you just see them running around.
Yeah,
I was like, "I love that for them."
so
And I
good.
love, like, the cult like, Violet's just like, "Look, we know what you did," and even or Sophie is like, "We know what you did. Like, you're giving more money to Rosamund for her wedding, and Posey's like, "I only get this much. How much do you get?" And she's
Yeah.
like Rosamund's like, "Mom, are you serious? Like, you're really doing this? Like, you don't think I can find love? Like, you have to double up my dowry to try to
Yeah.
get me to marry?" And it's all, like, crashing down on Armanita, and I love when the queen bird like
Yeah.
and they find out she's like, "Is she a maid?" And she's like, "No, she's a cousin of, the gun, right, or whatever." And I love how Queen Charlotte goes up to her and she's like, "You would have been the diamond of the season."
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I
I love
said
that because she always names a diamond, and they technically did not officially name a
Mhm,
diamond of the season
mhm.
because she's always naming one. And I
Yes.
like that they kind of played that to where she didn't technically actually name one. Generally, it was Benedict because
Yeah.
that's who she would had her
That was
like
a little
bet with,
deal. Yeah.
but to truly set a diamond, it is Sophie this season. You can't say otherwise
Oh my
because
god.
she said it herself.
And
I
then
loved the scene of the girl too that was telling the queen, like, listen, you better get your ass up and come look because you
yes!
love gossip.
I was
And
like,
gossip is
"Alice,
happening in front of you right now.
Alice." I was like, "You have redeemed yourself this
Yeah.
season." I was, like, bored of
Yeah.
them because
In season like 3.
I didn't I was like, "What is the point? Like, why are they here? What is going on?" And she rocked it this season.
Yeah.
I was like,
Amazing.
I can't wait to see what else she has coming, Hyacinth season. I loved her. She was great. She has such a supportive husband.
Yes, I love them. I love their little boxing thing they
Yes.
do. Super cute.
They're cute. So we're here at the ball.
The song, can we fucking talk about the song? Because I started crying. As soon as I heard the first few chords, Kim, I started crying because that song is so good.
Yes. And
And I love that they chose it.
it's not only about Benedict and Sophie, it was the
Yeah,
queen
the
and
Queen and
Agatha.
Lady Danbury. It was
They're
so good.
laughing and she's
My
like, "We
god, when they
always
were
have fun
laughing, Kim,
together."
I was crying my eyes out, but I was also laughing
I
because
mean,
if you have that one friend that
mhm.
you laugh with endlessly and you just the laughter
And
makes
just
you
knowing
love
like
them so much.
yes.
That is literally the Queen and Lady Danbury,
And
and
if
it's
you
so
watched Queen
good.
Charlotte,
And it just makes more sense and it's more emotional.
I cried. I was so emotional at them. I was emotional at Sophie and
Sophie.
Benedict
Yeah, all of it
dancing.
was emotional, and then the scene with Violet made me emotional too when she's like, "I wanna know who I am," and I was like, "Oh my
Yes.
god, I love her."
I love
Like,
that
who
for
cares if
her.
Marcus isn't gonna be around? Like,
And she
I
got
love
her,
it.
you know what, her garden got tended to, and
Yeah,
she's like, "I need to know who I am as a woman, as Violet, as me." Because we didn't even talk about it. That scene between her and Benedict when when they're waiting it out, and he's just like, "I know, like, I'm not your favorite. I'm not your priority. I know I've always
yeah,
been like a disappointment." And she's like, "No." She's like, "Anthony is like your father.
yeah.
She's like, "You are me 100%." I cried
It was so sad.
because Benedict's story from season 1 to even up to Anthony yelling at him is like, "I'm the second child.
Yeah,
Nobody cares for me. I Nobody cared. Like, I'm just wild, and that's just Benedict being Benedict, and he's just always foolish and living in a dream world. And he just felt like nobody gave a shit about him. And I know for him to hear his mom be like, "You are me. Like, we are 100% the same. Like, you are my son. You are my child. You
yeah,
are just like me." And he's just like, "Thank you." Like,
yeah.
that's all I wanted to hear. That's
And
all I
that's
needed.
it was so good. I loved it.
Yes.
Oh god, I love the Bridgertons.
Me too. And yeah, I love how Violet denied. I felt sad for Marcus, but I love how she denied the engagement and she was just like, "Can we just go on having fun?" And she's like, "I just want to know who I am. I've always been a wife. I've always been a mother, and I don't want to do that. I want to know who is Violet. I want to like go back to my roots. Like, what's up with me?" And then we have to talk about when he's like, "How is it being Sophie Gunn?" And she's like, "It's nice." And he's like, "Okay, well, it's not gonna last long because I want to make you Sophie Benedict."
Yes!
Did
Oh
you
my
see
god.
the spotlight? The slow
The
motion of
way
everybody?
when they
Stop.
were together they faded everyone to black except for them. And I was like, this is just the perfect moment. And then he brought her back to the um little thing. What is it
Mhm.
called? And he was like, I'd love to dance where we first met. And I was like, you shut the fuck up right now because I'm gonna cry. I was crying.
It's crying too. I was
I
like,
was in tears.
through happily. I've never with season 1, season 2, season 3. I've never been so emotionally
Yeah.
invested in a Bridgerton character like I have with Benedict and
And
Sophie.
everyone was sleeping on motherfucking Benedict.
I
Y'all be
know. You said
ashamed.
it
Y'all be
back when we
ashamed.
did our first episode.
He's
I know.
the guy.
Look,
Okay?
it was a true everybody gets their happy ending throughout the Bridgerton. I mean, we know it. Even Francesca gets her happy ending. When Daphne got her happy ending, I was like, cool. This is
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
When Colin got his, I said, we all knew it. Good for him. When
Anthony.
Anthony got it, I was like, good for him. This is great. But when Benedict got it, I was
It just
like,
seemed so much more deserved, like a long time waiting for him.
bravo. This was a
That's what it
wedding
was.
I wanted to attend.
I feel like it's just gonna get more and more like that as the seasons go
I
on
hope.
because we are so attached
I
to
hope.
who's left standing. We have
Mhm.
Eloise, which is
Francesca.
going to be amazing.
Yes.
And we have Francesca, obviously. We
Mhm.
have Hyacinth and we have Gregory.
Which
And
everybody
so,
loves. Everybody
yeah,
loves Hyacinth, and then
we love them.
they're slowly starting
Starting to
to
understand her a little bit. We're being
her
introduced to her,
mhm,
especially Gregory too. We're being like they're
yes.
given their own personalities in this
Mhm.
season. It's so good. And I love the moment, and I know it's in this episode with Eloise and Hyacinth is like, I think I'm gonna wait another year because I think I want to see who I am first. And I was like, I love that. Eloise
Yes.
loves that.
Yeah.
And Hyacinth is very much a lot like a little bit of each and every one of the siblings.
Yes.
She's very responsible like Antony is, but she's also very like, I want to be married and I want to have this life like Daphne was. She's also very funny and witty like how Benedict was, and she's also very smart and strong like
Mhm.
Eloise is,
Mhm.
and very like tame like Francesca. So she's
Mhm.
very much like all of her
She is.
siblings, and it's very nice to see her
It's gonna be
becoming like an adult. We're watching her like grow on screen because it's literally been her, but it's very
and
nice to
Gregory
see,
too.
and it's going to be very exciting to see them
Mhm.
when it's their time
Yeah.
to fall in love, because I think it'll be more than the smutty scenes, because me personally, I think the smutty scenes will be weird to watch because we've seen
Yeah,
them
we've
so
been
young,
watching them since they were
but
little.
I think to see them find love, the whole like, the actual storyline
Mhm.
and the plot would be very nice.
Yes, I
Very
can't.
excited.
I
Eloise, I'm more excited about because
Me too.
I wanna
Philip?
see how they do it. I wanna see how they do it with that one bitch, and Colin is probably gonna be
Yeah.
like, "Mm."
Mhm.
It's
Yes!
awkward,
Bring like, what
awkward.
is gonna happen?
Like, bring it back, like, bring it
Okay.
back. I want her to say something about it to Colin, and
Yeah.
Colin's like and then
Okay.
Penelope's like,
So, okay, so and then Posey, I'm happy Posey found her love. She looks so
yeah,
happy
oh,
on
I
that
love
dance floor.
her. She was so sweet.
Um, and I love what Portia and Barley.
Yeah,
Barley's
they're
like,
cute.
"Well, then I guess I'll go," and Portia's like, "Well, I mean, you can stay."
It's like,
Like,
you don't have to if you really don't want
I
to.
love their
I was
relationship.
like, "Shut
They were
up."
so fun.
Yeah, they're so cute.
And why did Michaela leave?
Okay, there's a lot of speculation about it. My thoughts is that she can't handle like being there for Francesca when she's also grieving too. And that's generally what Francesca was asking for, was for her to just be her support when Michaela probably can't support herself. So what makes her think that she can support
Yeah.
Francesca? And also I think that's the main reason, but then there's like that smaller reason of like Michaela probably feels attraction to Francesca, but just like
I can't.
she
I
just
can't
can't.
do
Yeah, she
this.
can't do it. Yeah, so
Yeah, because
I
there's a
think that's
scene,
what it
like,
is.
the scene where Francesca's talking to her and, like, Francesca, like, grabs her hand or something, and there's, like, a moment you see in
Mhm.
Michaela's face, like, "Oh, shit," like, "It's too soon." Like, this
Mhm.
is not something's, like I can't wait. I
Because
can't wait to see that story bloom.
yeah, I think it's Michaela knows, Francesca doesn't. Francesca is just doing things out of comfort, and
Mhm.
Michaela can't control her feelings. So I
Yeah.
think that's why she left.
Oh my god. It was sad. I felt so bad for Francesca.
I know, me too. What's she
Okay.
gonna
I
do?
don't
She gonna live with her
know.
mom?
We'll have to see. I don't know.
She gonna live with Benedict and
I
Sophie?
don't know. I
What
have
about
to
Eloise's stuff?
I know.
Still at the house?
We
I'm
have to
thinking of all
find
the
out.
logical
I
things. I
know.
always think about their period when we watch, like, Regency shows, and I'm really glad that Sophie didn't let me wonder when she was gonna have her period, because she tracked it an entire
Yeah, she
episode, so
showed
I was
us.
like, "I get it." Yeah.
And then the biggest shock of all, this new Lady
New
Whistledown.
Lady Whistledown, which is new to
Colin
everyone
said
because in the books,
no. Colin
there's no
said
new person.
he said, "I thought you stopped being Lady Whistledown." She's like, "I did. This is my novel." And he goes, "Who the fuck is this? Who the fuck wrote this then?"
Yeah, and it's a shock, and
Who could
everyone's confused. So who do you think it is?
So speculation is that it is Alice.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that speculation, but I also
Somebody thinks
heard
it
someone
somebody
say, yeah, I heard someone say that they thought it was the husband, Alice's husband or something, and I thought that was a little bit of a stretch, but I can see it
Okay.
because she tells him all the tea.
Mhm.
So he's probably like writing it down and stuff.
Maybe.
Because when she goes up to him and he's outside, was he not writing in a book?
Not even that, but then also remember he knew. He was like, "Where was Benedict?" Like, "You knew?" And
Yeah.
she was like, "Well, yeah." Oh, yeah, because remember he's like, Benedict said he, like, loves somebody that he can't be with because of
Yeah.
social class. And she's like, "You knew?" And he was like, "Well, yeah, but I wasn't gonna tell." Like,
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I've seen that theory too. And then I saw a theory that someone said that it was the queen doing it herself, but then I was like,
I don't
she
think
would not.
so. She
She
doesn't have the
wouldn't.
time for that.
And then someone said Brimsley
No.
because yeah, the theory behind Brimsley was they said it was him
He wanted her to still be happy.
because he wanted her to have something because that was his whole thing this entire season was Lady Danbury was
Mhm.
leaving. She doesn't have anyone to keep her company and she's insufferable when it's like that. And so I feel like because she said the okay for Lady Danbury to leave and for Penelope to stop being whistled down, he has a lot of motive to be like, well, if I keep writing about drama and I'm whistled down, she'll never know and I,
But, like,
can
my thing
be
is, like, he's always with the queens, like, at what point would he know? Do you know what I
well, but he
mean?
also always talks like he hears talk all the time about
Maybe,
like everything, you know?
maybe. It's tough.
So
I believe
maybe
more the Mondrich
yeah,
family,
I
Alice
think
and her
more the
husband.
husband than Brimsley, but
Yeah.
I think Brimsley would be a good contendant. I don't
I
know. I'm
can't wait.
excited to
I
see.
cannot wait to
I
see
want to know who
that
it is.
was the biggest shock of the show.
Yeah, that was an intense one.
And then they have a happy ending, and then, it goes to the credits, and you're like, "Oh,"
Yeah.
and then it has a post-credit
And then they have
scene.
a wedding scene and it
They
was
said
so
Benedict and Sophie will
cute.
be in Avengers Doomsday.
Yeah, literally. It was so cute and I loved it and I love seeing them and when she's walking down the aisle and Alfie's walking her and on her side is all of her maid friends,
Her
like everyone.
closeness.
And then
Posey,
she's got yeah, Posey was there and then you've got the Bridgerton family and it was just and Benedict looks so cute and he had a painted kite
I
on
know.
his thing for their moment and it was just so cute, and I
They
loved and
just
he finished the painting, he finished
Did you
his
love
very
it?
first
I
painting.
couldn't
He's
break it to you.
never finished a painting before in his life, and the one he did finish was Sophie, and it was the
Did you
cutest
love it? And
thing.
then at the
I
bottom, it's
loved
his little
it.
signature,
Yeah,
and it was
I
like
cried, I was crying, I was like, "This is stupid, I
I
hate
know.
everything about it."
I told Jose, I was like, "He finished it. He never finishes the
He
painting. That's his
never
whole
finishes the
thing."
painting. Ugh, I love him.
It was the best season. It was
That was the best
so
season.
good.
I think everyone agrees it was the best season. They brought it back because I think they dropped a bit on season 3 and I think they
Yeah.
knew and they actually are taking people's opinions to
Yeah.
heart and they're making it better and that's exactly what it should be like.
Mhm.
Okay? And I'm excited
Me too.
for more. People are saying they did hint on who the next one is and they're saying it is Eloise because at the in
She
the
made her
cutscene
comment.
Kate is like, "Oh, like, who do you think whose wedding are you gonna attend next?" And Eloise is like, "Well, I love weddings, like, everyone all the favorite people getting together." And she's like,
I
"As
can't
a
wait.
guest, of course," but we're
I
like,
cannot wait to see
I think
Eloise's
yeah, I'm so excited.
time.
It has to be her because Francesca, I feel like they would think it's too soon for her, and then Hyacinth and Gregory are still too young,
It's
so I
too
think
yeah.
she's the only
They
one.
said that they're gonna start filming season 5.
Already? So we don't have to wait 2 years for
A year and a half, I
another
think, is what they're
Bridgerton.
saying. A year and a half.
God.
I
Okay, well,
know.
I'll take it. I'll take it over 2 years.
Yeah. I'm so excited.
So am I. I wonder if they're gonna recast Philip
I
or
hope
if
not.
they're gonna keep him because I like him. If they just
Everybody.
save the sideburns,
Everybody is
I
obsessed with
think.
him.
Yeah, I
Nobody
love him.
wants
All
him
the
to
edits are
go.
made of him, but can you
Yeah.
imagine? The edit talk would be pissed if you changed him.
I don't know. I don't even I guess we'll see when it
It's
drops,
still
when
working.
things drop.
Man,
I know.
I'm excited though. I
Me
hope she
too.
gets someone very hot because Eloise deserves a very hot man
I
to, like,
can't
just truly make her so flustered and to just be so, like because Eloise is gonna have someone that butts heads with her
Mhm.
in the best way possible, like, he
Yeah,
challenges her, and
and
it's
I
gonna be so
love
good,
that.
and I think Philip is great.
I'm gonna read Eloise's story again, and I'm gonna read Hyacinth's story and Gregory's story.
Yeah, I gotta read Gregory Story's crazy. Have you read
I
it? You haven't read it yet.
no, no, that's the
I'm not
only
gonna
one I
tell
have
you a
not
single
read.
spoiler. I need you to tell me what you think because
Okay.
his entire plot line, Kim,
You're like, so left field.
and I it's crazy. It's
Okay.
crazy. Yeah. I
Well,
need
I'll
you to
let you
tell
know.
me.
Okay. Maybe I'll just jump to Gregory's then and read it because
No,
I've already
no,
read
don't do that.
Eloise.
Don't do that. You gotta
All right.
read.
I
You
go in
have
order.
time, but I'm just saying when you do,
Okay.
remember
Okay. I'll read Eloise's again.
I like theirs because they have the letter thing.
Me
It's cute.
too.
I love a good letter. Back and forth letters in a book
Mm-hmm.
is like chef's kiss.
I love reading them.
Yeah, me too. Because I'm like,
I
that's
know. I feel
I
like I
read it.
found
That's my
feel like I
letter. Yeah,
found
I found the
letters.
letter. I found your letters, Philip.
I love a
God.
good found letter trope.
It literally. All right. Okay. There we go. Benedict, baby boy Benedict. I hate to see him go, but I love to watch him leave.
No.
I
5
don't
out of
know.
5. 5 out of
So
5.
good.
So
5 out of
good.
5 all the way around. That wraps up today's episode. If you enjoyed, please subscribe, rate, and leave us a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. And follow us on Instagram and TikTok at official page to picture for book to screen updates and behind the scene content. Baby boy Benedict, my heart, and author interviews.
Yes. Tune in next week as we dive into Colleen Hoover's Regretting You, Tiff's favorite author.
Regretting the everything.
Leave it alone. Yeah, it's available on Paramount Plus, so you can watch it for free if you have a subscription. The book was interesting. I have to watch the film, but we will we will definitely see. I love the actors.
Yeah.
It's a
Who's
stacked
in
cast.
who is it?
It's the guy who plays
Wait, it's that guy that's in your stupid thing, isn't it? What am I thinking about?
How to Train Your Dragon.
Mason Thames. I was thinking of the other guy that plays the zombie and that you keep singing that song and it's a ballad.
Oh no, no. He's
Yeah.
preparing for Tangled right now. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
He's preparing because he got
I do
casted.
like McKenna Grace. She's adorable.
Yeah. And
I love a
then
good blondie with a bushy eyebrow.
yeah.
We have a lot of those in Hollywood.
Yes.
I love her. I love it.
Dave Franco.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We love Dave Franco.
And that I don't know the actress's name, but like I know her.
Yeah. Allison Williams.
Yes. So it's a great cast. I'm interested to watch the film. I've been wanting to watch it, so you can tune in next week to hear thoughts because I know Tiff has thoughts on the book.
I do.
Mm-hmm. I do too. I had a lot.
I have thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I have a
Me
lot of
too.
them, but we'll talk about it.
Yeah. So tune in next week for that episode.
Yes. And tune in this Thursday as Kim sat down to talk with indie author Miriam Christina and her book, No One Knows Meredith.
Yes. It was a fun conversation. She was amazing. Her life and the things that she does is just great. So yeah, listen to that episode that comes out Thursday. And I think before we leave, all I have to say is Istig.
Istig. I love those memes.
Mhm.
I love she's cackling at him in his
Yeah.
face, mind you. And he's like, what?
And he's like, it's
I love an
Instagram, isn't
offline
it?
man.
Me
I
too.
love an
I
offline
love
man.
them together. I
so do I.
love Benedict. Sophie season 4 was the best.
Yeah.
Istiga.
It's bigger.